What's up, Planeswalkers? Another day, another deck, and this deck was the #1 deck on Timeless, well, in Arena at one point. It may look a little bit familiar, so this is the Goblin Charbelcher deck, but it mixes with Reanimator. So I went ahead and I thought, why not go for it? Let's test this out. We got all the normal staples here, a few different changes like Collective Brutality is in here. But let's go ahead and see how the first deck to make it to Mythic holds up now. All right. I do like Timeless quite a bit, but sometimes it just goes way too quick, you know, like some of the matchups are just too insane in Timeless. So we are going to this isn't a bad hand. We mulligan first, but we're going to keep this one. So we can actually go ahead and get our Valgavoth out like turn 3 pretty quickly here. And then go from there. So what we'll have to do here is we'll have to Boggart Trawler. It's going to hurt us a little bit just because we deal damage to ourselves whenever it flips. But that's not too bad here. Pay 3 life, Dark Ritual, the Creation of Avacyn coming down. Okay, I was trying to make sure that there was nothing we could reanimate with that. Let's go ahead and get a... I kind of want to go for a Valgavoth. Atraxa is a little bit tempting, but we don't know what the opponent's playing. All right, showing red. Wow. Okay, they're playing mice. Okay, this might be bad for us. So I think we just go ahead and throw down mana here. I don't want to have it enter untapped because opponent could easily deal 8 damage to us in one turn. So hopefully next turn we get Valgavoth and we have no issues, and then we have a life linker that'll save us. So opponent has Heartfire Hero. What could they have? They could have like Monstrous Rage into Sellsword, and then we just lose. But it looks like they don't have that. Oh, we got another Creation of Avacyn. Yeah, we definitely want to take action, put this onto the battlefield. So now we've got a pretty decent blocker here. Let's go ahead and exile Valgavoth, and then we can go ahead and Creation of Avacyn. We could go get a Goblin Charbelcher and just hope for another land, couldn't we? What else? Yeah, I think Charbelcher is going to be the best bet here. We could do like a Thoughtseize, well, not Thoughtseize. We could get like a hand denial spell here, but I think Valgavoth is going to be best for us just because there's not much they can really do to get rid of it playing mono red. So I think we got this one in the bag. I mean, the only way that I see them really beating us here is if they do like pump up a bunch, but I don't know. I don't really foresee that happening. So we can divest here. They got 2 slick shots, so now we can play the slick shot with Valgavoth's ability, but we would pay life for it. I think we do it. We take the 2 after we gain 9, so then we'll be at 11 overall. Opponent does have the Dreadmaw's ire, I should say. So we're not like fully out of the woods here yet, but we still got some decent, you know, stuff on our side here. Cacophony Scamp is good for us to see because we know both the other cards in their hand. I think we do just throw a block, right? Like they can pump that up, but it's not gonna die. So we just throw a block in front of their slick shot and don't take 3. And then next turn we should be okay. That's fine. They destroy our artifact. That's perfectly okay with us, because now what we can do is we can use their own Dreadmaw's Ire against them by paying 1 life. So we don't even really have anything to reanimate. We could Collective Brutality here, deal 2 damage to them, and then they lose from that, and then we gain 2 life, or we could just Dreadmaw's Ire when we attack. So yeah, this game is a wrap here. I think that's great. We go down to 5 and then boom, just win the game. Did not expect it to be that quick and easy, but we're on to the next one just like that. So let's see. No land. I mean, we could keep a no land hand, but not that no land hand. And we're facing number 433. I think we keep this one, put back the Atraxa. We can go ahead and throw down a land, go ahead and put down a Chrome Mox, exile. I mean, none of them really matter. None of them enter tapped no matter what. So we can just do any there. Alright, opponent Chrome Mox of their own. Is this all that Timeless is now? I haven't been playing a ton of Timeless. Is Timeless just all Chrome Moxes all the time? Oh. Yep. This might be a loss for us. We only have... Well, we technically have 3 non-land cards. Wow. We can play a Juggernaut next turn, but is that really going to be enough? Will it be enough? I don't think it's gonna be. Let's throw down the Juggernaut just to have some fun and go from there. Another Chrome Mox from opponent. See, Chrome Mox should be legendary, I feel like. That's just my opinion, but you know, who knows? Who knows? Wow. They had just the perfect hand and draw, didn't they? Holy cow. They have it all. They just had it all there. Wow. I'm not even mad. On to the next one. Now y'all get to see some of the stuff that I face. I know everybody faces it, but that's still just really, wow. That shocks me that they had that. We're going to mulligan. We're going to go to the next one. This is a decent hand. Do we put back the Beseech, I'm thinking? Because we can Chrome Mox immediately. What do we do here? So let's tell them hello. Maybe they're trying the Thoughtseize trick. So let's Chrome Mox. Do we just get rid of the Creation of Avacyn? Oh, they have Stifle. Wow. Okay. Wow. Well, that puts a little bit of a damper on us. So let's go ahead and Thoughtseize them. It says tap. Can we tap this? Yeah, we just tap it for no mana. Okay, that's cool. We'll just tap it for fun. Let's get rid of that Snapcaster Mage, I think, because, yeah, I can't believe they're running Stifle, but at the same time, I do kind of understand why they're running a Stifle. So, Deathrite Shaman coming down. Ooh, this might be good for us. So we can pay 3 life, we can Dark Ritual, we have 4 mana, we can throw out the Goblin Charbelcher, and just wait for a land. We just need 1 land and then we win. But opponent is showing, or they have shown, they have Stifle in their deck. So how safe are we really? That's the real question. Let's see. Opponent really thinking about this brainstorm. What could they have? I could see them running like the March of the Whispering, whatever, the White March, and go from there. Like they could just get rid of the artifact, right? Or is it only creature? Okay, so we got our land. This is a win unless opponent can do something. Let's see. Alright, good game. We win. Okay, I was waiting. Alrighty, on to the next one. We're slowly going through. This has been hit or miss, I will say. Maybe this is a great early deck. Like, we got to play it early on. Wasn't keeping that hand. Do I keep this one? I think I do, because I can reanimate the Grief if needed. Right? Like, reanimate the Grief, go from there. Okay, so they're going to Thoughtseize me, while they are probably going to take the Grief, well, the reanimate here. Okay. So, we've got a good chance here. I'm going to let that enter tapped, and we're going to Grief them. Pitching a Grief. And what do they have? Okay, let's get rid of the Amp Raptor. I did not expect them to be playing Boros Energy. Let's... I think we just go ahead and Dark Ritual. Put down the Creation of Avacyn. Go get us... I think the best bet right now is honestly an Atraxa. Yeah, Atraxa's probably the best bet here. Now, opponents does have the Swords to Plowshare. We can get rid of that next turn with the Collective Brutality. And just continue going forward. Okay, they got the Amp Raptor. Either way, that's fine.
Fight beside me, brother.
This is not looking good for us. So turn it face up, take a ton of damage. I think we might as well Collective Brutality rather than Divest, right? Because we can get a 2-for-1. So we can have them reveal their hand and then... yeah, I think target opponent loses 2 life, we gain 2 life. And then reveal their hand, and we get that from discarding this. So we select the opponent both times. Go ahead and Divest. Get rid of their Swords to Plowshare, because yeah, we would gain a ton of life, but if we can keep Atraxa, I think that's going to be in our best interest. Opponent sacks the land. Can they deal 12 damage to us? I don't know if they can. I don't think they can. But they got the Ragavan coming down. So 5. They get a take a card. They get a Chrome Mox. Wow, nice. Good pull. Good pull. So Atraxa comes down. We get a grip full of cards, and I think we're good from there. I think this is a very winnable game for us. This should be a winnable game for us. Ragavan goes back to hand. They don't play the Chrome Mox. We get a Valgavoth off the top, so we can put the exiled card onto the battlefield. I don't know why we wouldn't. I know it says may, but why would we not? Death Touch, Lifelink, Vigilance, Flying. So let's get a Charbelcher. Sacrifice. Divest. I think we just win with that, right? Yeah, because we can sacrifice. Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, so here's what we do. We sacrifice the Atraxa. Boom. Get 7 mana perfectly. And then, once the opponent passes priority back to us, we Goblin Charbelcher. So 7 mana, Charbelcher down. We have enough mana. We know what opponent's hand is. We didn't need to do it, but we could have Divest also. And then go ahead and tap, deal the damage. Boom. 35, right? Or 60, whatever. I don't know how much damage. Minus 32 left. All right, let's get into the wrap-up. So yeah, this was a different take on the Charbelcher deck in Timeless. I do like this deck. I will admit there were a few games I lost because I just gambled with the mulligan a bit too much. But if you have the wild cards, this deck is pretty consistent. I would say I can see why it's the best deck in the early stages of the month. So yeah, and again, if y'all have any ideas of what you want to see me play, I'm going to do some Brawl coming up. Let me know. But first and foremost, last but not least, you are doing everything right today, and you matter. Goodbye.